You got pregnant when you were a teenager, and you've been carrying the secret ever since.
We could contact the authorities, or we can take care of this ourselves.
He can run, but there's no way that bastard can hide.
I'm calling for a truce.
What's wrong?
Dad's dying.
General Hospital latest update. Brennan covers up Cyrus murder and manipulates Josslyn into the WSB. Meanwhile, Brooke Lynn's past pregnancy shocks Chase, Sasha drops a paternity bombshell, and Drew kicks Jason out. Lucky fights for his life, while Anna hunts Cyrus. Explosive secrets unravel. Who will survive the fallout? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital. Brennan gets rid of Cyrus' body and pushes Josslyn to join WSB. General Hospital recap for reveals that Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, had a team get rid of Cyrus Renault's, Jeff Kober, body and push Josslyn Jack's, Eden McCoy, to join the WSB. Let's talk about all the action that played out in Friday's wild episode. At home, Brooke Lynn Quartermaine, Amanda Seton, spilled the story of her teenage pregnancy and how Lois Cerullo, Rena Sofer, helped her with a quiet adoption. Although Brooke Lynn was sorry for lying, Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, didn't see it that way since this was her secret to tell. Chase was understanding about the whole thing and admired Brooke Lynn's strength even more after this news. Brooke Lynn admitted she didn't even know if the baby was a boy or a girl, so Chase eventually wondered if she thought about looking her child up. Although Brooke Lynn worried it wasn't fair to derail her now-grown child's life, Chase acted like it could be a good thing. At Drew Quartermaine's, Cameron Matheson, place, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, pushed for a truce for the sake of the kids, but Drew wasn't interested. Drew made it clear that he was done with the hypocritical Quartermaines and kicked Jason out of his house. Next, Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, told Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, about the PI who was seemingly snooping for Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell, info and assumed it was Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, attorney. After Sasha mentioned spilling her due date to Elaine Smith, Judy Kane, Tracy wound up asking if she was going to marry Jason. Sasha realized Tracy was curious about whether she wanted this baby to be a real Quartermaine. However, Sasha was adamant that she wanted nothing from the family and could take care of everything herself. Tracy kept fishing for information, so Sasha finally blurted out a fake confession that Jason was indeed the father. Jason walked in the Quartermaine kitchen right as Sasha made that declaration, but she took off. That left Jason to speak with Tracy alone, so he admitted Drew was coming after him. Even so, Tracy was glad to have Jason there at the Q Mansion with Danny Morgan, Asher Antonison. At General Hospital, Isaiah Gannon saw Andy Wilson, told Lucky Spencer's, Jonathan Jackson, loved ones that they gave him something to counteract the digitalis, but it was too early to tell his prognosis. While Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, and Aidan Weber, Colin Cassidy, were visiting Lucky, his monitors started going crazy. Lucky's heart had to be shocked, but Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, eventually delivered positive updates since he was stable and would be okay. As for Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, she was horrified to learn Cyrus caused her liver damage through his fatal plot. However, Lulu also realized she might never have woken up without that liver transplant shaking up her system. Lulu felt guilty over Sam McCall's, Kelly Monaco, fatal outcome, but Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis, insisted the blame fell solely on Cyrus. After Isaiah shared a sweet moment by his best friend's hospital bedside, Lucky's family visited him as well and pushed him to wake up. Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, helped Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, figure out Cyrus' connection to Austin Gatlinholt, Roger Howarth, so Anna made a phone call looking into any of Austin's old properties in the area Cyrus was headed. Once Anna nailed down the cabin that Cyrus was likely using, she relented on letting Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, be part of the team to corner him. At Cyrus' hideout, Brennan took Dex Heller's, Evan Hofer, gun from Josslyn and admitted he'd been outside, but he didn't actually witness what happened. It would be tough to prove self-defense, especially since Josslyn bringing the gun there could point to intent. Instead of calling the authorities, Brennan convinced Josslyn that they should take care of this themselves. Now that the WSB was involved, Brennan warned that Josslyn couldn't tell anyone, not even Carly Spencer, Laura Wright. Josslyn assured Brennan that she could stay quiet, so he took her back to the WSB office. Brennan told Josslyn to shower and leave anything she'd taken with her to the cabin in the bathroom. After Brennan told Colette Gerard, Mercedes Lopez Renard, about Josslyn killing Cyrus, she pointed out that the cops were looking for Cyrus now. Brennan knew time was of the essence and had a team sent to clean up the cabin, though he hinted about one exception. After Josslyn showered and changed clothes, she rejoined Brennan and faced some shockers. Brennan ultimately suggested Josslyn set this in motion by requesting that WSB surveillance footage. After Brennan showed a photo of Cyrus targeting Dex, Josslyn was upset over him knowing the truth all along. Nevertheless, Brennan wanted to see how Josslyn would handle things. After Brennan admitted Josslyn was special and possessed the qualities necessary, he made it clear that he wanted her to join the WSB. Josslyn wondered if Brennan cleaned all this up to score leverage and make her do what he wanted, but Brennan denied that. Brennan was fixing this for Josslyn no matter what, but he still hoped Josslyn would seriously consider his offer. After Brennan gave Josslyn money for a new phone, he handed off her car keys since he had her vehicle brought over. Once Brennan was alone with Colette Gerard, Mercedes Lopez Renard, he suggested it'd be better for Josslyn to think it was her idea when she came back to them. In other words, it sounds like Brennan wanted to give Josslyn the illusion that she had a choice when joining the WSB. Back at the cabin, Dante and Anna burst in with backup, but the place was clean with no sign of Cyrus. Anna called forensics to investigate anyway as the PCPD tried to get to the bottom of things. General Hospital spoilers say Anna will keep digging, so we'll pass along predictions on what she'll uncover. Today's next update, Lucky pulls through after Cyrus' attack, and Jack reveals why he's been helping Joss. Today on General Hospital, Brooke Lynn tells Chase the truth, most of it, about her teenage pregnancy. Sasha tells Tracy that Jason is the father of her child. Drew and Jason face off at Drew's new home. In their room at the Quartermain mansion, Chase asks what Brooke Lynn means when she says she had a baby. She says she had a baby in high school and gave it up for adoption. Only her mother knows, and not even the baby's father knows. She says she's sorry she never told him. It was such a strange time for her. She was terrified and knew she wasn't ready to be a mom. Chase understands as she was only a kid. She was grateful that her mom stepped up for her. Chase asks if it was a hard decision to make. Brooke Lynn says she wasn't going to terminate the pregnancy, but she came to the decision to put the baby up for adoption quickly. However, she didn't want the rest of her family to find out, and she was overwhelmed as is and didn't need judgment from her family. She says she went on tour with her mom, and Lois made all the arrangements. She never even saw her baby. Chase realizes she doesn't know if she had a boy or a girl and how hard it must have been for her. She is shocked and asks, "Aren't you angry with me?" Chase says he is not angry at her at all. She feels she lied to him, but Chase says all she did was keep part of her past private. He says it's her past, and it happened to her, so she chooses who she shares it with. She can't believe he's not upset, as so many of their problems have been because of her lies. He again says it wasn't a lie, but asks why she told him now. She explains she couldn't let him keep beating himself up about her never experiencing pregnancy, and she's just kept this buried for so long. He thanks her for sharing this with him. Brooke Lynn says she loves him and trusts him with her life. He tells her, "Right back at you." They kiss. They snuggle in bed, and she feels stupid for not telling him sooner. She was afraid of how he'd react. He asks if she judges herself. She says she gave up her baby to give him or her a better life. He wonders if she ever thought about finding them. She's not sure that would be fair to them, but he believes having her in their life could only make it better. He says it's her decision, but if she wants to find her baby, he'll help her. Tracy grills Sasha. In the kitchen, Tracy tells Sasha she wants to go over the hospital fundraiser menu and would like a cup of tea. Sasha gets on it and lets Tracy know a PI has been snooping around, and she thinks the PI is looking for dirt on Michael. She guesses she's working for Willow's lawyer. Tracy says, "Good guess, and thank for the intel." Sasha can tell Tracy is holding something back, so ask it. Tracy asks if her baby is Jason's. Will they be getting married? Sasha assumes she wants to know if she's looking to make her baby an official quartermain. Tracy says she happened to get pregnant not just by a quartermain, but the favorite. No matter what he did, her mother adored Jason, and Monica loves him. Sasha states she wants nothing from the quartermains and wants to raise her baby on her own. Tracy says the fact is the baby is a quartermain if Jason is the father. Drew throws Jason out. At Drew's, Jason wants to call for a truce to honor Sam and for their kids. Drew wonders what has changed. Jason says Danny and Scout are siblings and need one another, so they must work together for the kids. Drew seethes, "Because you are all about family?" Drew says he's always wondered what if Susan Moore chose him over Jason. He would have been raised a quartermain and had a family. He would have loved to have had what Jason had, and all Jason did was hurt their parents over and over. Now, Jason wants to come back to the family, so be it. Drew says he will be here with Scout, and Jason can have the quartermains. Jason can't believe he'd keep Scout from her brother. Drew says he is Scout's father, and he'll do what is best for her. Drew says Scout will have him, Willow and her kids, and that's all she needs. He says he did everything for the quartermains, and they turned their backs on him the minute he did something for himself. Drew says he has the Q name and money, so he doesn't need the family that goes with it. He then throws this hitman out. Tracy welcomes Jason home. Jason returns home and enters the quartermain kitchen to find Tracy pressing Sasha. Sasha breaks and tells Tracy, "Yes, Jason is the father. Are you happy?" She storms out, and Tracy looks at Jason and says, "I guess congratulations are in order." She hopes he's not planning on moving out. He assures her he's not, as this is Danny's home, and he needs stability. She is glad he is prioritizing his family and showing loyalty to this family because he is one of them. Jason suggests maybe not one she'll want around as Drew is coming after him. Tracy notes Drew is coming for all of them and likely convinced Willow to hire the PI. Jason knows the PI is trying to find something on Michael, and Drew thinks the family has turned against him. Tracy says that makes him the enemy, and she's so glad he is here. She welcomes Jason home. Lucky crashes. At the hospital, Isaiah tells Lucky's family that he is stable, but they don't yet know how much digitalis he was given. They are monitoring him. Laura asks if they can see him. Isaiah says they can, and Laura tells Liz and Aiden to go first. Isaiah takes them to his room. In his room, Portia tells Lucky, once again played by Jonathan Jackson, to hang in there. Liz and Lucky visit Lucky, who is hooked up to monitors and tubes. Liz thanks him for saving her life, and Aiden tells his dad now he just has to wake up. Aiden admits it's been great having his dad back, so he has to wake up. Suddenly, the monitors begin to beep. In the hall, Laura tells Lulu about Cyrus' part in her liver failure, and she feels guilty as he's her brother. Lulu tells her mom that none of this is her fault. Lulu says she woke up because of the reaction to the drug, so without Cyrus, she wouldn't have woken up. At the same time, Sam would still be here if Cyrus never did what he did. Laura tells Joss not to blame herself, as this is all on Cyrus, who never should have been let out of prison. Aiden and Liz appear, and Laura can see something is wrong. Liz tells them Lucky's heart stopped again. Aiden cries, "My dad is dying." In Lucky's room, Isaiah and Portia work to save Lucky with the paddles and compressions. Later, Portia goes out and tells the family that they got Lucky back and that he's going to be okay. She says he still has a long way to go, but the danger is over. Isaiah sits with Lucky and tells him he doesn't know what he'd have done if he lost him, even though he can be a massive pain in the ass. His family soon visits him and urges him to wake up as they need him. In the hall, Jordan tells Isaiah she heard he saved another life, and they are all grateful to him. Locating Cyrus. Elsewhere, Dante and Anna wonder why Cyrus is headed down Route 41 as there is nothing out there. Dante asks why Cyrus went after Liz. Anna explains she and Lucky found evidence that Cyrus was the killer, and he admitted everything to Liz before trying to attack her. Dante says they finally got him, and he can run, but he can't hide. Dante asks why Cyrus was killing these people. Anna explains he called it a divine mission to release trapped souls, and Dex and Sam got in his way. Jordan later informs Anna and Dante that she has learned Cyrus has a decades-old family connection to the Gatlins. Anna asks if that could be Austin, who was murdered, and the case was never solved. Anna makes calls to find out if Austin owns any properties nearby. She later gets a call back and an address near Route 41, where Cyrus was headed. Dante asks Jordan to keep them updated on Lucky, and he and Anna take off. Jack makes Joss an offer. At the cabin, Jack asks Joss to hand him the weapon, and she does. Jack checks for a pulse and Cyrus is dead. Joss swears he was going to kill her. Jack knows, as he was outside and saw it. He asks if she called anyone else, and Joss hasn't. Jack says they have a small window to cover this up. Joss asks if they aren't going to call the police. Jack says they could, or they could take care of this themselves. Jack asks where Joss got the gun. Joss explains it's Dex's. She cries that everyone knows she hated Cyrus and believed he killed Dex, so who will believe this was self-defense? Jack admits it will be tough to argue in a court of law. He says if he gets involved, nobody must know, not even her mother. She says she can stay quiet, so he tells her they are leaving. She says, "What about my fingerprints?" He tells her they are leaving, and nobody can know she was ever here. Joss is special. Jack takes Joss to his office and orders her to go to the bathroom and shower. He says leave everything behind she owns, including her phone. He says there'll be a change of clothes for her. He then wipes the gun clean. Joss heads into the bathroom and relives shooting Cyrus. She runs to the toilet and pukes. She then showers but keeps remembering killing Cyrus. In his office, Colette arrives, and Jack fills her in that Cyrus is dead, and he had no idea Joss had a gun on her. He says she only called him, so he's going to cover this up. Colette says there is a problem. Cyrus attacked Liz and Lucky tonight, and there is an APB out on him. It won't take Anna long to locate Cyrus' cabin. She also fears Joss won't keep quiet, as she is a kid and she'll want to tell someone. He tells Colette to leave Joss to him. She needs to get a team to clean up the cabin and make everything disappear, except for one thing. Jack bags the gun and stashes it in a cabinet. Joss comes out of the bathroom, and she asks what happens now. He asks if she told anyone where she went tonight or about the address. She didn't and asks why he gave her the address. He says she set this in motion the night he asked for footage of Dex. She reminds him that got her nowhere, as there was no footage. He admits there was, and shows her a photo of Cyrus attacking Dex. She asks why he didn't go to the police. He wanted to see what she would do. Joss asks if he's playing a game with her because he's into her mom. Jack insists this has nothing to do with Carly, it's all about her. He says she's special, she has all the qualities to make an exceptional WSB agent. He wants her to become one of them. Joss thinks this was all a setup, and he got her to kill Cyrus to hold it over her head and force her to join the WSB. Jack says he didn't know she had access to a gun, but she brought it with her. Why? She says to protect herself, but that doesn't make her a spy. He says it does. She shields and protects herself not by hiding, but by acting. Jack asks what happened in the cabin, and she tells him about the evidence she found. Then Cyrus came at her with a hatchet, and she shot in self-defense. He asks if Cyrus didn't attack her, would she have pulled the trigger? Joss doesn't know. Jack tells her it's good that she didn't call the police then. He says he'll protect her even if she doesn't accept his offer, but she'd make one hell of an agent. However, she'll need a story for tonight. He gives her the keys to her car, which he had brought there, and gives her money to buy a new phone. He instructs her to tell everyone she lost hers. Before she leaves, Jack says, "We'll be in touch." Colette returns and can't believe Joss gets to leave here just like that. Jack says, yes, and when she comes back, it's better she thinks it's her idea. Back at the cabin, Anna, Dante, and other officers arrive. With their guns drawn, they kick in the door and enter. Everything inside is clean, and there is no sign that anyone was ever there. Anna asks a cop to call in forensics. She says if Cyrus was here, she'll find something to prove it. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.